online privacy. Broadband gap is a modern redlining. The lack of internet access in a poor community is practically a digital version of redlining, a banned practice of denying service based on race that began in the 1930s. There is no statistics on the incidence of digital redlining, although studies have detected it in areas including Baltimore, Cleveland, Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, Oakland, and in California. According to a survey released last year, children of color are disproportionately affected by a lack of high-speed home internet connection. 34% of American Indian Alaska Native families, 31% of Black and Latino families, and 21% of white families do not have access to high-speed internet. To address affordability directly, the federal government announced a $50 emergency broadband benefit in mid-May to bring people online during the pandemic, a model that might be used in future broadband schemes. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission, led by Acting Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel, has prioritized internet access and affordability similar to the Biden administration. Meanwhile, state and local governments, nonprofits, low-cost internet providers, and other organizations are working together to give internet connectivity to underdeveloped areas. Budget ISPs have developed networks in locations like Los Angeles to give 15 monthly internet service to public housing residents. In Cleveland, PCs for People collaborated with the state and Microsoft to provide 2,000 citizens with low-cost internet connections. "I'd love it if someone else solved this problem for me," said John Houston, Ohio's Republican lieutenant governor who also oversees Innovate Ohio, the state's attempt to enhance citizens' access to technology. While ISPs establish networks where it makes financial sense, utilities are subject to price limitations, coverage requirements, and other laws in order to make their services available to the general public. In the past, all residents in the United States were required to have access to low-cost fixed-line phone service. Many of the businesses went on to become the first internet service providers, offering connectivity via dial-up connections and later copper-based digital subscriber lines. Because most DSL connections can't keep up with today's internet demands, businesses are opting to establish fiber or fixed wireless networks to better serve their consumers and future-proof their networks. However, some providers are only replacing DSL with expensive fiber in more affluent areas where they are confident that their investment will pay off. According to Esther Falcon, Senior Legislative Counsel at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the big publicly traded service providers often anticipate to see a return on their investments in 3 to 5 years. The FCC endorsed net neutrality at the time, claiming that it would be able to regulate broadband under the same regulations that govern the old telephone network. Reversing net neutrality laws and deregulating broadband was one of Ajit Pai's first major steps after being appointed as FCC chairman. Soon after Biden's election, 39 organizations petitioned the president's FCC Agency Review Committee to investigate the ongoing redlining of fiber infrastructure. It might also allow the FCC to regulate the broadband industry in the same manner that utilities are regulated, with the goal of safeguarding customers and ensuring service quality. However, if broadband is reclassified as a utility, it may be possible for organizations such as the Los Angeles Housing Authority to make internet service even more affordable for residents. About 23,000 Angelenos live in the approximately 6,900 units, yet until this summer, the occupants had no wired, fast, or reliable internet connectivity in their flats. They were theoretically covered by a number of broadband providers, but the broadband companies refused to invest in the infrastructure required to bring and distribute internet on-site. Starry Connect signed a partnership deal to supply fixed wireless service to 5,000 units across 9 distinct public housing complexes. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development currently does not allow them to cover the cost of internet access for residents. Housing authorities can already pay for internet connection in common spaces and computer rooms, but not in individual units, according to HUD.